NASA just announced they've found the closest thing to alien life we've ever discovered on Mars. A single rock sample called Sapphire Canyon contains what scientists are calling potential biosignatures, microscopic fingerprints that could prove ancient microbes once thrived on the red planet. But here's what's really mind-blowing. This isn't some distant theoretical discovery. This rock is sitting right here on Earth, waiting to be analyzed in labs that could definitively answer whether we're alone in the universe. The leopard-spotted Martian stone has already shattered everything we thought we knew about life beyond Earth, and what NASA found inside it is about to rewrite the textbooks on astrobiology forever. This discovery didn't happen by accident. NASA's Perseverance rover has been methodically exploring Mars' Jezero crater since February 2021, and after 3 years of searching, it finally struck gold in the most unexpected place. The rover was investigating an ancient riverbed called Neretva Vallis, a quarter-mile-wide channel that once carried rushing water into what used to be a massive lake billions of years ago. But what makes this find so extraordinary isn't just where it was discovered, it's when in Mars's history this rock formed. Scientists have determined that Chiava Falls, the reddish arrowhead-shaped boulder that Sapphire Canyon came from, is approximately 3.5 billion years old. That places it in an era when Mars still had a thick atmosphere and flowing water, making it a prime candidate for ancient life. The stakes couldn't be higher. If confirmed, this would be humanity's first proof that life exists beyond Earth. We're not talking about little green men, we're talking about microscopic organisms that could fundamentally change our understanding of life in the universe. Here's where things get really fascinating. When Perseverance first spotted Chiava Falls in July 2024, it looked like just another Martian rock. But NASA's scientists noticed something unusual: distinctive black spots scattered across its surface that they nicknamed poppy seeds, and larger leopard spots that seemed to form organized patterns, the markings. Using the rover's advanced instruments, Pixel and Sherlock, the team discovered these spots contained a specific combination of minerals that made their jaws drop. The black poppy seed spots were packed with iron, phosphorus, and sulfur, arranged in what scientists call reaction fronts. Basically, the leftover evidence of chemical reactions that took place billions of years ago. But here's the kicker. The larger leopard spots contained two very specific iron-rich minerals, vivianite and greigite. Now, if you're not a geochemist, those names might not mean much to you. But here's why they're absolutely crucial. On Earth, these exact same minerals are frequently found around decaying organic matter. Vivianite shows up in sediments and peat bogs where biological material has broken down. Greigite is actually produced by certain types of microbes as they process organic compounds for energy. The Bright Angel Formation where this rock was found is composed of fine-grained mudstone, the kind of sedimentary rock that, on Earth, is absolutely perfect for preserving ancient microbial life. It's like nature's own time capsule, and NASA just cracked it open. Now, let's talk about what makes this discovery so scientifically robust. This isn't based on wishful thinking or blurry photos. NASA's team, led by Joel Hurowitz from Stony Brook University, spent months analyzing the data before publishing their findings in the prestigious journal Nature. The chemical signature they found is what scientists call a potential biosignature, and that word potential is crucial. It means the evidence strongly suggests biological activity, but it's not yet definitive proof. Think of it like finding a smoking gun at a crime scene. It's compelling evidence, but you still need more investigation to close the case. What makes this evidence so compelling is the combination of factors. It's not just one thing, it's multiple lines of evidence, all pointing in the same direction. The rock contains organic carbon compounds, the right minerals in the right arrangement, and it formed in an environment that would have been perfect for microbial life. Dr. Nikki Fox, NASA's Associate Administrator for the Science Mission Directorate, put it perfectly. This is like seeing leftover fossils. Leftovers from a meal that maybe has been excreted by a microbe. But here's what's really remarkable about this discovery. It came from some of the youngest sedimentary rocks the mission has investigated. Previous theories suggested that signs of ancient life would only be found in the oldest rock formations. This finding suggests Mars could have been habitable for much longer than we previously thought. This discovery is part of a much larger story that's been unfolding since Perseverance landed on Mars. The rover has now collected 30 rock samples from various locations across Jezero crater, and Sapphire Canyon is just one of them. But it might be the most important one. Here's something that'll blow your mind. Jezero crater wasn't chosen randomly. NASA selected this location specifically because it contains some of the most ancient terrains on Mars, rocks that date back to when life was first emerging on Earth. It's like having a window into a time period that's barely represented in Earth's geological record. The crater itself used to be a massive lake, fed by rivers that carved channels like Neretva Vallis. For potentially millions of years, this was a wet, warm environment where organic chemistry could flourish. The mudstones that Perseverance is studying are essentially the dried-up lake bed, sediments that settled to the bottom and preserved whatever was living in those ancient waters. But there's a catch, and it's a big one. While the evidence is incredibly compelling, there are still non-biological explanations for what NASA found. The same minerals could potentially form through purely chemical processes under extreme conditions, high temperatures, acidic environments, or reactions with certain organic compounds. However, the rocks at Bright Angel don't show evidence of experiencing high temperatures or acidic conditions. And scientists aren't sure if the organic compounds present would have been capable of catalyzing these reactions at the low temperatures that existed there. Here's where this story gets really exciting and frustrating. The only way to definitively confirm whether these are true biosignatures is to bring the rock samples back to Earth for detailed laboratory analysis. And that's exactly what NASA has been planning to do. The Mars Sample Return mission was designed to retrieve Perseverance's carefully collected samples and bring them to Earth for analysis with instruments far more sophisticated than anything we can send to Mars. We're talking about equipment that could examine these rocks at the molecular level, potentially finding actual fossilized microbes or organic compounds that would prove life once existed on Mars. But here's the problem. The Mars Sample Return mission is facing massive budget cuts and potential cancellation. The program has been deemed financially unsustainable and its future is uncertain. Meanwhile, China is pursuing their own Mars Sample Return mission that could launch as early as 2028. This means we could be in a situation where the most important scientific discovery in human history is sitting in storage on Mars while politicians debate funding. It's like finding the cure for cancer and then arguing about whether it's worth the cost to manufacture it. Let's step back and think about what this discovery really means. If confirmed, we're not just talking about finding life on Mars. We're talking about fundamentally changing our understanding of life in the universe. First, it would prove that life can emerge independently in multiple locations. Earth wouldn't be unique. That dramatically increases the odds that life exists elsewhere in our solar system and beyond. Second, it would show that life can survive and thrive in environments we previously thought were too harsh. Mars 3.5 billion years ago was already becoming the cold, dry desert we see today. If microbes were living there, it expands the habitable zone around stars throughout the galaxy. Third, it would validate decades of scientific theory about how life spreads through the universe. Some scientists believe life could travel between planets on meteorites, a process called panspermia. If Mars had life, it's possible that life on Earth and Mars share a common origin. But perhaps most importantly, it would answer one of humanity's oldest questions. Are we alone? And the answer, based on this tiny rock from Mars, appears to be a resounding no. The Sapphire Canyon rock sample represents more than just a scientific discovery. It's a glimpse into our cosmic future. Whether we're looking at the fossilized remains of ancient Martian microbes or an incredibly rare geological formation, this find has already pushed the boundaries of what we thought possible. NASA's acting administrator Sean Duffy called this the closest we've come to discovering ancient life on Mars. And he's absolutely right. We're standing at the threshold of the most important discovery in human history, and the next few years will determine whether we step through that door or let it close. The universe just got a lot less lonely and a lot more interesting. What we do with that knowledge will define the next chapter of human exploration and our place in the cosmos. If NASA's Sapphire Canyon rock really holds clues to alien life, it could change everything we know about Mars and about ourselves. What do you think? Is this just another strange rock? Or could it be the first real evidence of life beyond Earth? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And if you want to stay updated on the latest space discoveries and alien mysteries, hit subscribe and turn on notifications, because the next revelation could be even bigger.